Yep, Oompa, the title wasn't clickbait. Oompa got scammed in a big fucking way. There's actually a really well made video going over the entire journey, and it's so fucking sad, man. In a nutshell, Oompa launching a candy company. It's actually candy that I had before by accident. Like, I didn't know it was his. You might remember during our early Moist Esports watch parties, we were all eating a bunch of like sour candy. That was his candy. We didn't know it. Like, it actually slapped. And those were like, I guess, prototypes that he did like a promotional for that we got. And fast forward over the last year and a half or so, I don't remember how long it's been now, but he's been trying to launch that candy company in a bigger way. So he's upped the production, got a warehouse, and he got a big machine in order to really be able to pump out volume and scale. Turns out the person who supposedly built the machine and shipped him the machine was a giant fucking scammer who also happened to be a friend of his. Not like a best friend, but a close enough friend where it would be the ultimate betrayal to even consider a scam. So basically, the machine that he bought under the assumption that it was built by his friend, serviced by his friend's friend, was all a complete lie. What it was he bought the machine from China and upcharged Oompa like fucking 3 or 4x what it was actually valued at. So in total, he's out $1 million. Would have been more too. He was supposed to send an additional like 70 grand to the scammer, but he had like a come to Jesus moment about it being fishy. And yeah, he is still planning on launching the candy company. He says it's in a good spot, but he did lose $1 million over the course of this journey because of that scammer. That was his friend. How stupid. It's not his fault. Like, when you watch the video, I think it becomes pretty clear how anyone would have fallen for this. Like, there was so much communication. The person was, for the most part, reputable. It was a friend, trustworthy, so you always give them the benefit of the doubt in the first place. Oompa bent over backwards to pay wages and accommodate in order to get everything, situated, getting everything serviced, having a maintenance team, doing pretty much everything by the book. But it just turns out it was all a complete fucking lie. Even if it wasn't a scam, he'd be at $1 million. Yeah, but he'd have a company to show for it. Right now, he still has to keep building in order to get that ready. He says he is close and it's in a good spot, but that $1 million, assuming it didn't go to a scammer, would have helped launch the company and they would have already been in production. That's the whole point. Well, and also, another thing that I think is worth mentioning, the machine that he did get that came from China that he was told was built by his friend and all them, the machine was quoted on the receipt as $143,000. Meanwhile, Oompa paid like 700 grand. So he also wouldn't have been out $1 million, and he would have also been in production by now. Is this guy a big YouTuber? Yeah, he's a huge YouTuber. 4.4 million subs. Distortion just lost on Dragon. That happens to pretty much everyone. This is a learning process. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm sure he'll get it soon. Even if it was your friend, wouldn't you look up how much the machine may be going for? Well, he wasn't buying a pre-built machine. The whole reason that he was going to his friend for this was to produce that machine, to make that machine. It wasn't supposed to be like a pre-built machine. So where would you even go to get information on that or see other competitive quotes when this is supposed to be like basically a bespoke deal here? So I can't blame him for that. Like, there's nothing you can really do there. It wasn't 1 mil for the machine. He lost 1 mil over time by getting the machine and paying the guy and everything. Yep. He said 700,000 to the actual scammer, and then over the course of like wages and other expenses, came out to around $1 million into the shitter. Should have consulted me. Easy. True. He should have went to you. He should have been in Twitch chat just looking for the experts. You would have sniffed it out. Just go to Ask Reddit for advice. Where all sane people go, yeah. Why not ask a specialist about this before paying? The guy was a fucking specialist. Well, was supposed to be a specialist. And I guess in a way he was with scamming. Like, I don't know who else he was supposed to find. Like, Willy Wonka? Like, it's a hard thing to find people for that. Yeah, it's candy in general, yeah. So Sour Boys, they make like sour, little sour candies. And we've had them, they're good. It's a shame this whole situation happened to them. What did you think of Sons of the Forest? I didn't play too much of it. I just really kind of speed ran it. I lost interest after the first couple times of trying it, so ended up just speed running it. Can he do something to press charges, or is it out of his control? Oh, they could absolutely press charges. 100%. Now, I don't know how hard they're going to go on that, but yeah, you can't just scam someone out of $700,000 for labor you didn't do and a completely false pretense on the whole situation, yeah. They could absolutely sue, and should sue. Can't sue if you can't be served. Yep. That's true. You gotta be real elusive. Just hide in the shadows and wear a disguise like glasses and a mustache. Thanks for the bits, Adeka. Yeah. Just kind of going over things for this afternoon, making sure the stream's not lagging, then probably Final Fantasy 16 later. Or if it's not lagging, I might need to try and get a new capture card or some cables, because both streams for Final Fantasy yesterday were lagging. Thanks to the Resub King and Colonel. Did you see the picture of the Titanic sub-controller in the ocean? Oh no. Did they find a piece of it? How would the controller of all things survive the implosion? It's definitely fake. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, that wouldn't make any fucking sense. That is like a $20 piece of tech. I highly doubt of anything that would have somehow survived an implosion, it would be that. That doesn't even survive getting slammed on the floor during gamer rage.